Hello, today's video is going to be more of a observation or a commentary on some articles that I've read. Usually I do link to those articles, but I've read these in the past and I can't find them again. But what it is basically, I've been reading articles about going to Mars to establish a base of some sort, or at least, some type of a colony. And I wondered, and there's all this talk about, oh, hey, let's go to, the Mars, and, but then the thing is that, if we go to Mars, it can only be a one-way mission because you can't carry enough fuel to get to Mars and get back home or something like that. So the people that would, end up going to Mars, they would actually, live there for the rest of their lives, and, and so on. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of silly. But then, like, not silly as in, stupid, but then silly as in, go there, to set up a boost. And if the idea is just for the benefit of science, what's the purpose? I mean, you're not going to, do genetic experiments. Even if you could, you couldn't get the results back home to planet Earth in the first place. And if you're just going there to learn more about Mars, and what goes that? My idea is that, well, if you're that bad hard up to set up a base on some other planet or something, why don't you just go to the moon, and set up a lunar base, there, and then, start from there and then expand out. But here's where the title comes in, is that Mars is sexier than the moon. Basically, we've been to the moon. We haven't been to Mars. It's going to take, a number of years to even go to, be able to go to Mars, as well as billions and billions and billions of dollars, in funding to get to Mars. Now, how are you going to get billions and billions of dollars, for a space program to Mars? Well, it's through sex appeal, basically. I mean, the idea of going to Mars, or setting up a colony on Mars, it has more sex appeal, or sexier, than going to the moon. And in order to get that kind of money, you have to, dress up the idea a lot, and give it a lot of sex appeal. I mean, you just don't, as opposed to, like, why is somebody, driving an economy car, and why is somebody buying a luxury car? I mean, they both get you, from A to B. It's just, the whole idea of the Mars is that it's sexier, it's more, inviting, it's more, intriguing, than, well, we've already been to the moon, and it's not practical. So the idea is that it's more enticing to offer, a Mars base, or a planetary base, than it is to go to just the moon. And in order to get that kind of money, you have to dress it up a lot and make it more appealing, and give it more sex appeal. But if you're really practical and you really wanted to create a base on another planet or another, location, even for scientific study, even for doing experiments, in the vacuum of space, it would be a lot more beneficial to start with the moon than it would be any other planet. And simply because, it's a lot closer, you can get to it a lot easier. You can even possibly get back from the moon, once you send people up there. Or you could, set it up to where experiments that you do on the moon that prove to be successful, you can always, send the results, or the benefits of the results, back to planet Earth, or launch them into space and then send out another spacecraft to pick them up. Obviously, this is talking in the future, but it just if you want to go out into the space and start colonizing and stuff, it's like, well, start with the moon. You set up a base there. You could even launch from there. Considering the lack of atmosphere would make it a lot easier to escape the moon's atmosphere and gravitational pull than that of the Earth. So I just think that that's a whole just marketing or PR in order to get funding, which also makes you wonder though if the people that would be behind it are just in it just to get the money, to for money's sake, just a really interesting thing, because it just seems more practical, to go to the moon. So I just thought I share this with people, and the idea of how they're selling, creating a extraplanetary colony, but they have to give it the sex appeal in order to be to sell it, as opposed to being practical. And I would like to know what you guys think. Whether would you be behind a lunar moon base, or a base on another planet like Mars, or whatever. Just let me know in the comments section below. I also always take video responses too. And have a great day.